Gotta take it off.
We did that right.
You already know them.
We had to keep on by.
Okay,
6 and 7, really.
so we had. Get ourselves together here. We have a test tomorrow. Jimmy's birthday, math league, math test. A huge day in our lives.
Thank you guys.
We are going to finish drafting this thing and finding all of this stuff. So before lunch, we took care of the domain. That is a question that is going to be on the test that I have not spent time on, so I wanted to get it in today. Domain, everything except your vertical asymptotes and poles. Okay, so as soon as you get this factored, you know what your domain is. Okay. Now, what else right here? Now I'm looking here. I'm looking right here. I have a vertical asymptote at. Okay, but I don't say just one. X equals 1. It is at 1, but it's x equals 1. Okay. You'll have a nice grid, so you won't necessarily have to label everything in the picture, but you will have to label it over here. Alright? We decided we were going to have a horizontal asymptote because these powers matched. And our horizontal asymptote would be what? Y equals 1/2. Kids, don't make it hard. You got 1x squared over 2x squared. So y equals 1/2. We don't have this. Okay. Now, what about our x-intercept? What's our x-intercept? Comes from the numerator. 4, 0. It's a point. Don't just say 4. Think about if you were plotting it, what would you write? 4, 0. And then how about our y-intercept? It is another point.
That would be
0, 2.
SB tall.
How do we get to?
0.
Plug in 0, right? And you can do that right here at the beginning if you want. 12/6. Or you can do it at the end. So 0/2. Alright, one more thing. What's our hole? We know we have one. We've talked about it. It's going to happen where x equals -3. Right? And then n goes -3. So -7. Did you get 7/8? So -3, 7/8. That's a big problem on the test. You're going to get points for all of this, points for the picture, points for the domain, points for factoring correctly, all kinds of points on that problem. Alright. Let's find, we did not have a slant asymptote, but you will have a slant asymptote question. So you'll have something like, y equals 3x squared plus 9x minus 8 divided by x minus 2. Will this one have a slant asymptote? Yes. So we need to find it. And how do we find it? Division. So in the box goes a 2. Michael, are you paying attention? Yeah. So I'm going to do my synthetic division, drop this 3 straight down. And what is my slant asymptote? Y equals 3x plus 15. line. And then we bring that over 4x. And then can you guess what they try to do at this point? They try to use the quadratic formula. Or they try to do this. Can you? No. It's a cube. It's a cube. Quadratic method's not going to work with a cube. So we're going to go to our calculator. This is a calculator problem. And if you come this far, this is what you've done. Then you're just going to graph that and see where it I don't know what it looks like. I'm making this up. But where it crosses the x-axis, those would be the answers, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to graph it. It won't work like that. In fact, stop. That ain't gonna, you can graph that, but it's not going to give you an accurate representation because this has an asymptote. So go back to the beginning. Don't use this because that isn't going to give you the whole picture. I guess you could use this as long as you understand x can't be 0. Yeah. So I guess it's okay, but you have to remember you have an asymptote there. So let's go ahead and graph that. I think that'll be okay. Go ahead and graph it. And I'm going to start with a standard window. So zoom 6 to start with. And I did get that. Yeah, something that looked like that. Which means that is your answer. So second count 0. Now we're graphing this right here. There should be a line running through that. Unless you have another equation as you go another time. And I got negative 0.674. And if you did the original, you get exactly the same answer I just did. The only caution I have for you is it didn't matter to us. But if we had gotten 0 as one of our answers, we would have had to cross it out. Because clearly x can't be 0. Alright, everybody get negative 0.674? All right, here's the next one. We're going to, we have a rectangle. And it has an area of, make up a number, 418 square inches. So you have a rectangle. It has an area of 418 square inches. And your job is to minimize the perimeter. We did this the other day. Does anybody remember how we did it? We did a problem just like this the other day. One of the sides is X. Actually, 2 of them are X, right? Because when you find area, don't you multiply length times width? So if we know the width is X, then won't the length be 418 over X? So what's my perimeter? The perimeter of this figure is what? 2x, x plus x, plus 2 of these, which would be 836 over x, because it's 2 times 418. And your job is to minimize that, so what are you gonna do? Put it in your calculator and find the minimum. We did this the other day, some of you were having some trouble, so go ahead and play around with it, hopefully it comes out for you right away.
I got 20.
Hang on a second, there, just
I'm not seeing it.
Jimmy, just this.
I pressed it. I pressed it still not getting it.
I got
That's right. I had 20.
a minimum perimeter, so minimize the perimeter. I got 81.78
Why?
inches.
Yep.
What do you do for your window?
For my window, oh well, I got kind of messed up there. For my window, I used yeah, the best window I had before is 0 to 100 on the X's and 0 to 200 on the Y's. And you very clearly can see a minimum there.
Okay.
See it? Looks like a Nike swoosh. Everybody okay with that? All right, I think I've only got one more.
Perfect.
Yep, and then I gotta get your quizzes back too. All right, so here's the last one. I'll hand out papers while you're working on this one. Okay, so you are working on this, and, okay, you're gonna make a box out of a piece of paper that's 10 by 12. So the paper is 10 by 12. You're gonna make a box like you always do. You're gonna cut out the corners, fold up the flaps, and you want the volume to be at least 80. So in other words, you want the volume to be greater than or equal to 80. So the question says, make a box like we do, cut the corners out, fold up the flaps. Find X so that the volume is at least 80. Okay? That's your job. Get started on that while I hand out some papers. bunch of paper, so if anybody feels confident going out putting that on the board, that would be great.
Plus minus. Really?
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. Yep, why is it, you were right.
You sure you work? Sure, you did.
Can you put more points in your Yeah. Please. Please.
These are 296. Wait, no, what?
No, you're not finding the match.
What did we find? I think they should stay in my grade.
Wait, where? Oh, yeah. So, you put it aside.
Okay, maybe now I'll just rename.
All right, how do we feel about what the guys have up there?
I got one of them.
So, yeah, get it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the equation they set up was, I don't know how many people were up there. The equation that's set up is 10 minus 2x, 12 minus 2x times x. That's your volume. And we want that to be bigger than or equal to 80. So he grabbed on the domain 0 to 5. He randomly chose 100. He got his nice little hill. you ran the 80 line through it, and the answer is this part of the picture right there. And apparently that point is 1 and that point is 2.764. Everybody get that? So that's it. That's how we did that. All right, if you know the things we talked about today, you should be okay, but you need to make sure you can do it by yourself. It's easy when I'm doing it. Also, if you haven't yet gotten the papers, come up and do that. And tomorrow, I'll give you the parameters for those of you who are helping the little sisters of 4 with your paper list.
What I do wrong with this?
All right, make sure you get your papers up here.
I'm gonna go to 4 for this, down the layoff.
There's a whole bunch of papers left over. Okay, it might be right. Eli, I could have made a mistake. Okay, I don't have time right now to deal with it. So you can just stop whining and work on getting a good grade tomorrow. I will look at it when I get a chance. I'll be done on Monday or Tuesday when you get back. The other work you have a whole week to get down there, Monday or Tuesday for that, all right? Uh-huh.